topic with you yahoos before I run out of time and I'm late for a staff meeting. This is the one that Michael wanted to talk about. Sean Feucht concert in Saskatoon. Draws over 1,000, and it was met with loud protest. And it was really just a gaggle of losers from the Rainbow Mafia showed up to shout down a bunch of Christians. And whatever you say about Sean Feucht, like, look, I'm not into Christian rock music. I'm Catholic. I complained one time about a intrusive percussive instrument. I sent an email because somebody brought a tambourine to mass in the music ministry, and I was like, the Lord only needs our voices. So this is not my bag, but I believe in the right of people to be able to worship where they see fit, as long as they're not blocking any streets or breaking any laws. And I don't think there's a place for the municipal government to weigh in the way that they have. And I'm so happy that in Alberta, it was able to go forward at the legislature. They have like
that's hilarious.
4,000 or 5,000 people, and Sean Feucht went into the legislature building and said a prayer. But good for the people of Saskatoon for not bowing to the cancel culture heckler's veto.
It was real close, though. Like, it was real close because Mayor Cynthia Block did her level best to blow the dog whistle to alert all of the activists. And it just so happened that all of those federally funded activists were at their cottages up north, okay, at the time of this protest, at their third or fourth vacation property, because they make so much money. But there wasn't that many that showed up, which good for Sean Feucht. But Michael, I know that you had some thoughts on Mayor Cynthia Block.
Yeah, no, you know, when she made her announcement and they actually shut her down. By the way, I thought that was absolutely hilarious. I don't think that she's vindictive enough to try to shut him down, but I think she was giving them a pathway. Here's how you shut it down. Make sure that the city thinks that this is an unsafe thing to go ahead, and then make it unsafe so that it doesn't go ahead. Right. So, right now, I'm hoping I'm going to start a petition to get reparations for the people that were hurt by his Christian music, because there was a bunch of people. I saw some of their blue hair turning red. It was amazing. They were so upset. The most offensive part were the people holding signs. Basically, they were the ones that were the most offensive. Right? They were the one. I guess love is. I guess love is love unless you love Jesus. Right? Unless you love the preborn. I guess love is love. It doesn't count in those cases, right? And the thing is, to me, I would have gone. I'm kind of with you. I'm an Orthodox Christian, right? So you're right. The tambourine thing, I can totally understand. If anybody ever brought a tambourine in a Greek Orthodox church,
I was beside myself.
Yeah, like, okay, well, you can't do this. Don't do this. As like, God will be mad.
You get shamed.
Yeah,
shamed.
Like, I don't think he works at that level. A tambourine, really? But anyways, but the thing is, it went off without a hitch. The LGBTQ plus, and I wonder who the plus are, were not injured by this at all.
Yeah, nobody died.
It was perfectly fine. Nothing happened as if we knew nothing would happen. Sure. The only thing that would happen is the people protesting would make jerks of themselves, right? So they stop them, and it's a bloody shame. And this is the one thing that annoys me more than anything else. If a government wants to shut down anything, all they have to say is two words: public safety. And then they get the ability to shut down everything. I saw when I was on the health board, if a union didn't want to deal with a situation, they would cry patient safety. Then all of a sudden, everybody would get scared and everybody would shut up. Public safety. Oh my God, it's going to be unsafe. Who's it unsafe for? It's unsafe for hurt feelings. That's it. He played, and the thing is, the Pride Parade is way more offensive to people than Sean Feucht's concert was.
Sure.
Right? Mm-hmm. So let's be honest here. It was a whole whack of nothing, and I'm glad that they didn't shut it down. I'm glad City Council and whoever got decent advice to say, okay, just let it go, and they let it go because, like I said, he's not my style either, but if they want to, every Saturday, there is a protest in Saskatoon for the Palestinians. every Saturday and
Mm.
anti-Semitic slurs. But that's not. Is that safe for the Jews in our community? Absolutely not. So I'm glad he was able to do it. I'm glad the protesters were so few in number, and I'm glad he was able to move on to Alberta.
Yep.
Yeah, that it was even considered though, and it was applied. It was applied in other jurisdictions. His concerts were canceled numerous times, and the cancel culture mob won in that case. But pertaining to this exact story, I saw a quote, and it was just so profound that I had to write it down and remember it forever, because it applies to so many segments of current Canadian culture. So whether it be the LGBTQIA community, whether it be kids in school, whether it be COVID, the quote was, "Safety must not be the altar upon we sacrifice our freedoms." And I went, we must not sacrifice our freedoms on the altar of safety. And so whenever you, like, as thinking people, whenever you hear somebody say it is a safety concern or it is a safety risk, or you really must think to yourself, what are they actually trying to stop from happening?
Right.
So
see, and it's only a safety concern when it comes from the right.
Right.
It's never a safety concern when it comes from the left.
yeah.
Right? The BLM protests, right? Although they were relatively peaceful in Saskatoon, but they were completely unpeaceful. Well, mind you, they were mostly peaceful in the U.S., according to the U.S. mainstream media. Right?
Peaceful
It's-
fires.
right. The thing is, if the right want to congregate and do something, then there's always safety concerns. But when the left want to congregate and do their Palestinian marches and want to do basically their LGBTQ marches, right? They don't ever have to worry about right wingers kind of
That's right.
about destroying their parades, because right wingers aren't like that. They don't do that. The left wing do that, right? Not the right wing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Never us.
Never us.